Jimmy Ray. Welcome to Arts News, here every Friday morning with you to celebrate the arts world of the Ozarks. And this week we have a special show. It's National Poetry Month, so we'll hear some poetry from local writers. Also, the Ozark Festival Orchestra brings their season to a close, and the Springfield Ballet celebrates 50 years and some new leadership roles. That's so much more here on Arts News. Let's go! Support for Arts News today is provided by the Moxie Cinema, currently presenting Mr. Nobody Against Putin, Palestine 36, Fantasy Life, and Moxie Mornings for Kids. Showtimes and ticket information at moxiecinema.com. And support is also provided by Pickwick Underground Framing, offering custom picture framing and installation. Open weekdays 10 to 5:30 and Saturdays by appointment at 611 South Pickwick Avenue. Information at pickwickundergroundframing.com. I'm Jimmy Ray. Welcome to Arts News. An exciting year for Springfield Ballet, celebrating 50 years, and a new executive director here joining me today, Kyler Dibben. Welcome.
Thank you for having me, Jimmy.
So pretty exciting. I mean, 50 years of any institution is very exciting. I mean, we also have the symphony and a little theater. They're going on 90, 91 years.
Yeah.
So we have some long-running institutions here. What's it mean for you to be hopping on board with such a long-running legacy here in town?
Well, it's really exciting that we're on our 50th year. Ballet is such an institution, and I feel like every city should have a ballet. It's something that teaches kids discipline, repetition. It's something that just builds so many different skills, creativity. So on our 50th year, we're celebrating. We're just coming off of the heels of our 40th Nutcracker, which was a massive success. It was our best-selling year to date.
Wow.
With over 4,200 tickets sold.
And was that over at the Landers?
It was over at the Landers Theater.
And you guys do multiple nights, don't you? What, 8, 10
we
nights?
We do. We did 8 shows over 4 nights.
Wow.
So it's a really cool opportunity. So we're a pre-professional ballet school. So that means that we have kids from kindergarten all the way up to senior year at high school.
Okay.
So some of these kids have been doing ballet for 16 to 18 years of their life. So whenever you see them on stage, I mean, even though it's pre-professional, it's sometimes hard to tell the difference because they've been doing it their entire life. So it's a really amazing opportunity.
And that type of preparation leading them to their next, whether it be collegiate studies or moving right into professional productions. I mean, you guys prep them from start to finish as far as getting them ready for that type of world.
Absolutely. So many of our kids end up going on to either be instructors at our school. They go to, a lot of times, they either go to Missouri State University for the dance program or Kansas City University for their dance program. Many of our dancers over the year have danced with like Kansas City Ballet, just some really big institutions in the ballet world. And actually for this year, for Beauty and the Beast, we're bringing back Daniel Wally, who is one of our dancers, and he's now a professional ballet dancer as well.
Excellent. You're talking about the upcoming show Beauty and the Beast. When's that running?
Yeah, so that is going to be May 15th through the 17th at the Landers Theater. We're going to have 4 shows. Daniel Wally, like I said, was a previous Springfield Ballet student, and he is coming back to guest perform as Beast. The other guest performer is going to actually be me in the role as father, so that's really exciting.
That's
and then
cool.
we have our student Emily Harris, who's going to be Beauty in the ballet. So it's really.
And are tickets available now? Or
Yeah, tickets are available now. You can go on to springfieldballet.org, go on to that performances tab, and then you can buy your tickets there, or you can go on to the Springfield Little Theater's website, and our tickets will be there as well.
Nice. You're bringing guests back. These students get to collaborate with folks that are out there in the real world and getting some killer experience. What does a season look like? You mentioned Nutcracker, Beauty and the Beast. Do you guys do 2, 3, 4 shows? What's an actual season look like for the Springfield Ballet?
Yeah, so for our main stage productions, our season looks like the Nutcracker, which we do every year, and then we do a rotating spring main stage performance. So last year we did Peter and the Wolf and Swan Lake Act 2, and we'll do Sleeping Beauty, The Wizard of Oz, just a whole bunch of different, not just classical ballet, as we even do our own. So Beauty and the Beast isn't a classical ballet, so we choreographed the entire thing ourselves.
Wow.
Jose and Maria did, and we've arranged our own music to it since there isn't a set music for Beauty and the Beast. So it's really something that's come from scratch, and we're putting it together.
Well, it's one thing just to hop on board with a classic ballet, like you said, but to actually choreograph yourself, I'm sure that's a huge workload. And you mentioned Maria, along with you coming into this executive director role, you have a couple co-artistic directors that are stepping into the light. Is that right?
So yeah, we have Maria Velasquez. So she is one of our co-artistic directors. Prior to this, she was our associate artistic director under Miss Ashley Page. And so after Ashley Page moved up to Madison, Wisconsin, Maria really took her spot in her place.
And Maria's an alum.
She is an alum. So she grew up in Springfield Ballet. She was actually a scholarship student. So Springfield Ballet offers scholarships, and that's one of our big outreach programs. And I think that that's just a success story in of itself, that you take a chance on some kids and they can really do some great things.
Interesting. So co-artistic director, a local cat moving up in the organization, and then the other co-artistic director, more of an international feel.
Yeah, so we have Jose Suarez. So he is originally from Brazil.
Wow.
He was also a scholarship student in Brazil, and he ended up moving to the United States. He's around Florida, around Alabama, and he is actually was at the Joffrey Ballet for quite a while, learning there as well, which is a prestigious ballet institution in of itself. So we've got a really awesome blend of Springfield Ballet alumni who knows our organization like the back of her hand, and then we have Jose, who's bringing so much like professional company and international ballet experience to our kids, which I think is so unique for Southwest Missouri to have such a blend of expertise.
Yeah, I agree. I think it sounds like an incredible way to move forward with a great new team. I'm Jimmy Ray. You're listening to Arts News here on KSMU, and I have the new executive director of Springfield Ballet, Kyler Dibben, here with me in studio. So whenever you're looking at, you're celebrating 50 years here, some new blood coming in the organization, what are the types of things that you guys, what are the conversations you guys are having? Obviously, you have a great legacy that you're not looking to change a ton of things up, but what kind of discussions are you guys having about the next 50 years?
Yeah, so for the next 50 years, one of our biggest goals right now is that we want to be able to put live music on our stage. We currently, for our ballets, have recorded tracks, which those are fantastic because for dancers, a recorded track, you understand what is going to be played on stage. But whenever there's live music, they're at their own tempo. You kind of have to merge artistic talent. And there's a lot of energy that comes with live music. So we're excited to announce that in collaboration with Michael Murray here at Missouri State University, we are going to be bringing live music to Beauty and the Beast this year. So Jose has choreographed a contemporary piece along with Michael Murray's music, and we're going to be able to finally bring some live music. And it's been several years since we've been able to do that. So
That's an incredibly huge move.
Yeah.
Congratulations
Thank
on
you so
that.
much.
And congratulations to your new role.
Thank you.
Yeah, the live music, it definitely has its own feel. The tracks, people, you get comfortable with them. You absolutely know what it's going to
Yeah.
feel and sound like each time. But then when you get those humans playing, anything goes. And so it adds an extra spark to it.
It does. So I've talked to Maria, I've talked to Jose and several of our dancers. So whenever you dance to live music, there is just something about it that is just so energizing because it's just, you look down at the pit and it's coming just right there and it's powerful and it just really brings out that raw artistic drive within you.
How big of an ensemble are you guys going to be able to get with the live musicians?
So we are having a 4-piece string quartet.
Beautiful.
With this. So it's not going to be a massive symphony or anything like that. We're starting small, but hopefully this is something that we can leverage into something even bigger down the line.
Sure. A huge step forward for the Springfield Ballet, celebrating 50 years and some new organizational members. I'm talking with Kyler Dibben, the new executive director, and discussing some of the upcoming programming, as well as the new co-artistic directors, Maria and Jose. If you are interested in seeing productions, if you're interested in getting your kids involved, if you explore the arts, they just might find something that is their passion. And so trying it here and there. If folks want to know more about Springfield Ballet, hit them with that website one more time.
Yeah, so our website is www.springfieldballet.org.
Yeah, and I assume on the socials as well, you can just search it up.
Just search Springfield Ballet and it'll pull up on Instagram, Facebook.
Yeah. So whenever we're talking about ballet, I have regular conversations with Kyle Wiley Pickett from the Springfield Symphony Orchestra, and of course they do ballet in their season. It's another animal because it looks so gracious and it looks so smooth and put together, but it's so physical.
It is.
I assume that physical conditioning is a huge part of what you guys do over there because it's where art meets physicality, and it's something that you have to be in incredibly good shape to do, and you have to build certain muscles that you may not use any other times. When you see the kids moving through these motions, what are some of the highs and the lows that you see as kids move? What are some of the aha moments and some of the moments where they go, I'm not sure if this is for me or not? What's that roller coaster look like?
So ballet, it's a lot of repetition. It's a lot of, for many of our kids, they're 5 nights a week taking 2-3 hours of classes a night. So it is a strong commitment, and some people just really that's not for them, and that's okay. But this is something where our kids are so dedicated to it. And like you said, it takes a lot of athleticism and a lot of power. So, to look that graceful on stage, to jump 6 feet into the air and land gracefully, that takes a lot of power to look so smooth. Mm-hmm. The hardest part, I would say, that I hear is that you're getting corrections in class constantly in front of your groups of peers. And sometimes you're called out by name, you need to make this correction just so you don't get hurt or just so that your foundational knowledge is correct. And that can be a really difficult part sometimes for kids
for people to be wide open like that.
To be wide open in front of their friends and their peers to almost say you're doing something wrong.
Yeah. Well, but bad technique can be downright dangerous.
It can be detrimental. Yeah. So, injury is not uncommon whenever it comes to dance, and that's why teaching the proper technique is so important. And I think that there's real skill to be gained whenever you are being corrected in front of a group of people. In the workplace in general, you're going to be there are going to be corrections that you have to have. There are going to be some hard talks that you have. And I think that's just preparing people for the real world. And it's just the discipline that we teach kids to have.
Yeah.
And I think that's a real skill.
Taking direction is a huge life skill,
It
as
is.
you say. What about some of the aha moments? What about some of the smiles coming off stage and all that? It makes it all worth it 5 nights a week when they're over there, you think?
It does. So, I mean, whenever we have the Nutcracker and it's 8 shows, during those 8 shows, it is exhausting for these kids. But I can tell you at the end of each of these shows, whenever they're getting flowers and they're getting tears of joy and they're getting hugs from family members and people are asking them to sign the posters and stuff like that, they feel like real celebrities in this town. And I mean, whenever you're in Springfield, Missouri, sometimes it can feel like you're a small fish in the big pond of America. But it's moments like this that make these kids feel like they are celebrities, that their art has worth. And then whenever they're in front of an audience totaling 4,000 people, that's a massive deal for them. And I mean, most people don't get the opportunity to be up on a stage like that. So
the self-confidence, the pride,
it is,
and gleam in their eyes, whenever you see the accomplishment. It's really great.
Them showing that their hard work has paid off and that people are coming out to see them and their art.
Talking with Kyler Dibbin, the new executive director of the Springfield Ballet, and they're celebrating 50 years over there. Big congratulations to you and them. Before we go, how about just a short history on you?
Yeah.
What was your journey coming to this role? I mean, you're going to be in Beauty and the Beast as a part of the production as the father, not necessarily a dancer, but you have some theater background. Give us some of that journey of from youth to now.
Absolutely. So I grew up in Lebanon, Missouri. I was a choir kid. I was a musical theater kid. I mean, I did everything you could possibly do in high school. I did tennis. I did student council, everything. So after that, I moved up here to Springfield, went to OTC, got my associate's degree. I went to MSU for a little while. I didn't know that was for me, and I jumped into the career field. I was an insurance salesman for 4 or 5 years, and then I actually moved to the Brown Derby International Wine Center, became a level 3 sommelier.
I think that might be where I've seen you before.
Probably so. Yeah. I mean, I loved it there. It was such a creative place to work and such a unique opportunity. But I was like, I just need to do something different.
What makes a good wine?
It depends on where it's from, who makes it, and the production method. There's millions of different aspects that'll change the wine. You'll be so surprised.
That's wild.
Yeah, so I did that for a while, but the wine options in Springfield, career-wise, are not super broad. And I love this place. So I ended up going back to school. I'm currently at MSU pursuing my degree in accounting. And I got this job at Springfield Ballet first as the administrative and financial coordinator. Yeah, so I was doing budgeting, I was full-time bookkeeping.
So you knew the organization very well.
Yes, and then operations as well. So I was under our executive director, Abigail Lind, at the time.
We talked with her a couple years back.
And while she was on maternity leave, I took on quite a few responsibilities myself. I gained so much operational knowledge of our organization, and I knew our full operating cycle. So last year, around November, whenever Abigail had left, they started looking for a new executive director, and I thought, I think I know this place better than anybody else. So I threw my hat into the ring. I interviewed with several members of our board of directors, and I mean, they took a chance on me, and I think that we're really making something special here on our 50th year.
Excellent news. The Springfield Ballet going strong, celebrating 50 years, and new executive director Kyler Dibbin. And coming up in May, the Beauty and the Beast with live music again. So it's going to be another great production, and folks can check out tickets, more information, classes, which the ballet is housed in the Creamery.
Yep, the Creamery Arts Center, yeah.
There's lots that can be done, whether an audience member or getting involved. There's also ways to give to the organizations and support if you are a fan of the ballet. And even if you're not, this could be your chance to get out there and introduce yourself to it, right?
Absolutely, yeah. There's so many people that have just said, I've never seen a ballet or even know what ballet is, and they are just totally shocked whenever they see our kids performing on stage.
Yeah. Give them that website one more time.
Yeah, so that is www.springfieldballet.org.
Get yourself a little ballet here in Springfield. And Kyler, I hope you all do great, and we'll talk again real soon.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
You bet. I'm Jimmy Ray. You're listening to Arts News here on KSMU. Welcome, friends. I'm Jimmy Ray. You're listening to Arts News here on KSMU, and the Ozark Festival Orchestra season is coming to a close on April 12th, 3 p.m. at the Monette Performing Arts Center. It's located at 1 David Sippy Drive, and a lot of great music and fun happening here at this event. And to talk a little bit about the season and this concert, it's the director of the Ozark Festival Orchestra, or OFO, Carla Wooten. Welcome.
Thank you.
So good to have you here recently with Springfield Youth Symphony and actually bringing some students into play. But this is also a gig that you have, the Ozark Festival Orchestra. Tell us a little bit about this organization.
I love this orchestra. It's a community orchestra, mainly volunteer musicians, been around for 46 years.
Wow.
In a town that less than 10,000 people, does not have a string program in their school system.
Interesting.
It is phenomenal and been around. We have a wonderful board of directors, wonderful support in the community. It is a treasure. It's a treasure in the Ozarks.
So is this just community members, or you got folks coming in from surrounding areas too?
Coming in from everywhere. We have folks that come in from Arkansas.
Oh,
wow. Springfield, of course.
Yes.
Joplin. We have some homegrown people there in Monette. But we have people from all over.
So how big of an orchestra are we looking at here?
It's a full-size orchestra. We usually have between 55 and 60, depending on what tunes are playing.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about this concert on April 12th. Hometown Pie and Movies is what it's entitled. And let's talk about some of these selections because it's very, very cool, in my opinion, some cinematic pieces here.
Yes, so this is our annual benefit concert, and it's named after Marty Beckwith, which was a founding member, and her sons underwrite this concert. And in the past, they've had it at a place called the Casino in Monette, and they've had pie, so everybody can get pie, come in, sit around a table, and listen to music.
Yum.
But we've grown, and our audience has grown. The Casino isn't the greatest place to perform in,
right,
and we really don't fit there anymore. But what is awesome is this is about movies and pie. We're going to auction off pies, and we have some really well-known pie makers in our orchestra.
Oh.
Last year, one of our members, Carol Dahlstrom, her pie went for almost $100. Yeah, it was great. But we're playing Last of the Mohican Suite, which I am totally pumped about. It has 5 movements,
Yeah.
and there will be a little bit of a video to go along with it.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. And then we have the Pink Panther. I'm really excited about Theme from Rocky.
Yes.
And it's that kind of orchestral suite also. It's a lot of fun.
And some Jurassic Park.
Oh, yeah, Jurassic Park.
Is that Williams?
Mm-hmm.
John Williams, yeah. Interesting. So the pie portion of this, I'm hungry now all of a sudden. So folks can come, and it turns into a pie auction as well. So you said almost $100 on one before, but there's going to be fruit pies, cream pies, all sorts of different stuff.
Yes, they'll come into the lobby, and we're going to have pies where they can do a silent auction. Then at intermission, we're going to auction off the 10 elite pies. And our board president, Murray Bischoff, he's going to do that. So it'll be a little bit of an extended intermission. And then before our last tune, which is the Armed Forces Salute, then we'll let them know who got what pies out in the lobby, and they can take them home. We cannot eat in the Performing Arts Center, but we can auction off pies and take them home.
Well, that's good. Then people start getting the pies out. Next thing you know, everybody wants a piece of it. But tickets are $10. Students and kids 18 and under are free to this concert. It's the Ozark Festival Orchestra presents Hometown Pie and Movies. It's happening April 12th at 3 p.m. Monette Performing Arts Center at 1 David Sippy Drive. Is there a website that?
Yes, ozarkfestivalorchestra.org.
Excellent. And players of all types. People can come together from all around and play this great music for a great community.
That is the beauty of this. Our principal cellist, Phyllis Garrett, she was one of the founding members, been there for 46 years. And, we have retired teachers. We have some retired professional musicians, people who have their degrees. We have some people that have played through high school and just love making music. So we have all kinds.
And we have a cut here from a performance that you all did.
Yeah, the Verdi Force of Destiny.
Okay, let's give a listen to that here on KSMU ahead of this April 12th concert with the Ozark Festival Orchestra. Carla Wooten, thanks again for coming in and doing all you do.
Thank you, Jimmy.
I'm Jimmy Ray. You're listening to Arts News. Timmy Ray. You're listening to Arts News here on KSMU. That was the Ozark Festival Orchestra with Verdi's Force of Destiny. And they're bringing a close to their season on April 12th. More information at their website at ozarkfestivalorchestra.org. Support for Arts News today is provided by Dressler Peters Business Law Firm, committed to promoting music and the arts in the Ozarks by supporting local public radio, including KSMU's weekly arts newsletter, The Green Room. Information at DresslerPeters.com. And Springfield's C Street Art District is hosting a new exhibition featuring emerging artists from Missouri State University. The Visual Studies MFA graduate program presents Interweaving, on display April 4th through the 26th at the C Art Gallery, with an opening reception happening Saturday, April 4th from 4 to 7 p.m. That's tomorrow. Gallery director Heidi Herman Bacon says the show highlights a wide range of styles and perspectives from the next generation of artists.
2D and 3D of all different various sizes, different mediums. It's a very diverse group, and so a lot of the work leaves you to ponder what it is they're trying to say and how they're trying to say it, and that's a really special thing, I think.
Bacon says the show's title, Interweaving, reflects both the collaboration and shared experience within the MFA program.
They're like a family. Their stories all kind of interweave together, and I'm sure just like they influence me in my work, they also influence each other's work.
More information at the Missouri State University MFA in Visual Studies Facebook page. It's Interweaving, opening tomorrow night, April 4th, running through April 26th at the C Art Gallery on C Street. And Guaranteed Bank's Pops in the Park concert is set for June 20th at Phelps Grove Park, featuring a symphonic rock concert benefiting the Springfield Art Museum. The free event brings together the band Genes and Classics and members of the Springfield Symphony Orchestra for a night of 80s hits: Journey, Blondie, Cyndi Lauper, Wham, and more. Event organizers say the concert blends nostalgia with a broader community experience. Here's Monty McNew from Guaranteed Bank.
The idea behind the Guaranteed Bank Pops in the Park was simple: music, art, community, and connection.
They also emphasized the Phelps Grove Park setting as part of the appeal of this event. The concert begins at 7 p.m. with seating opening at 6. Attendees are encouraged to bring chairs or blankets, and more information can be found at sgfmuseum.org. It's Pops in the Park, returning to Phelps Grove on June 20th. April is National Poetry Month, so we're going to be featuring some poets. Today we'll feature a couple poems, but in the coming weeks, more in-depth interviews. Here's Haley Charles with an original piece.
This poem is called We. The meeting host reads the ground rules sheet and states, "This isn't the sort of place where we talk about God. Why then do we close with the Lord's Prayer? Your claim feels flawed. The thing is, I kinda like it, though I'm hesitant to admit it's soothing in some way, this weird group skit. I sing the doxology with my friends on the way back from an open mic. It makes me feel childlike. I cradle that little me who sat through church services waiting to sing. That was the best part of church, when everybody rose, joined their voices in lyrical prose, our hymn rising to the rafters, to the sky, a collective hum, a sigh. Then we turned to each other, offered hands to squeeze, no matter your age, a blessing of peace. Chanting at meditation, cross-legged in this chair, I'm not a real Buddhist, no kneeling, no recitation of prayer. There's something to this, though, speaking and singing with other people, short or fast, long or slow, in a car or under the steeple. Try it, I dare you, money back guarantee. Doesn't matter what it is, song, chant, or poetry."
That was Haley Charles with an original poem here on Arts News. It's National Poetry Month, and we're shining the light on local poets. Here's one by Ramsey Harvey.
This one's titled Morning. The light arriving of this new day, moving around my hand shadow, creaks and moans out the window, bubbling aroma of coffee made. I'm thinking about healing, how there's this force of existing, constantly emerging, and it happens without human control. An image of fields of lichens, low, as fiddleheads open and grow. This generative mystery. Healing is going to happen. As I look up and a tear falls death too is involved. Religion, science, poetry, capitalism, each seeking to find it. But healing is right here, in the darkness of morning, when I sit quiet.
Over the next several weeks, we're going to be bringing you an audio drama from Ozark Anthology Productions. Rick Gibson, creator, songwriter, musician, producer, and story writer, and narrated by Terry Wayne Sanders. Each installment also includes an original song by Rick Gibson. And we continue this week with episode 2 entitled Wilderness Home, right here on KSMU Arts News.
This is an American saga, the life and times of Curtis Lee. Episode 2. With their wedding clothes packed away, the newlyweds were busy setting up house as they waited for winter to pass. Curtis and Cora spent most evenings cozied up in their little house. She liked to experiment with new recipes and strum her guitar. Curtis was always working with his hands. As a kid, he learned to whittle. He liked to make fishing lures and small hand tools. In the 1920s, Mid-South living was growing more and more difficult. The price of crops had dropped dramatically everywhere. Many farms were being foreclosed. The gap between the rich and the poor was growing deeper. Curtis and Cora continued to farm with the family. On the side, Curtis repaired shoes, boots, and anything leather. He was quite sharp with business transactions and numbers and enjoyed negotiating with people. Cora was handy with a needle and thread. She enjoyed mending clothes for the neighbors and making curtains and doilies. It was honest work and provided just enough to meet their needs. Even so, they didn't hesitate to give what they could to others in need. From sun up to sundown, every hour was filled with endless tasks. That's just the way it was. Neighbor helping neighbor was the way of life. There was an endless list of things to do, and they counted every nickel they earned. But more and more, they were being asked to barter instead of actually getting paid. There's no doubt sharing with family helped, but Curtis and Cora deserve credit for being very prudent with their time and money. Curtis was taught to be a conscientious provider. He took great care to see Cora had all she needed. The reprieve came after the sun went down. Their little one-room home was their sanctuary. After dinner, in the dim light of the fireplace, Cora would sit and play her guitar as Curtis admired her from across the room. Amidst the heavy burden of the times, the young marrieds found themselves expecting a baby. The news spread all around Beech Creek and on down the river. Bearing children was a celebrated event by everyone. Over the approaching months, the family was beaming with expectation. Curtis's sisters nearly drove Cora crazy, suggesting names for the new baby. His brothers had a wager on what gender the baby would be. Curtis and Cora just smiled and kept their thoughts to themselves. This was going to be the first new baby in the Halford Gordon family, and it was nearly time. In just a few more weeks, the newest Halford would be here. One morning, Cora was in the kitchen filling a water bucket. She yelled for Curtis to come. He was frightened when he found her, doubled over in pain. Curtis gently placed Cora in their bed, then ran out and up the path to the family cabin for help. Curtis was yelling for his dad, but there was no answer. He met his mother at the doorway and told her what was happening. She explained his father and brothers were in town. She told him to take the horse and retrieve the doctor while she and the girls would go to Cora. It was 3 miles to the doctor and no time to waste. As his mind raced with worry for Cora and the baby, he untethered the horse. With a steady hand and a winter's bone toughness, he set out on bareback. All along the backwoods trail, Curtis was praying aloud and pushing the horse faster. With every passing minute, he prayed louder. It took 10 minutes to cross the stony ridge. By the time Curtis and the doctor returned, it was too late. There had been complications. Curtis's mom and sisters were huddled around Cora. Baby Raymond Theodore Halford had already taken his last breath. Curtis walked over, slid in beside Cora and the baby, and held them both. Nothing could have prepared them for the flood of emotions. They had never known grief of this kind. For that matter, this was overwhelming for the whole family. The family embraced one another, and nature took its course in the midst of heartbreak. Curtis openly confessed he couldn't understand why this had to happen to them, but he was going to be steadfast for Cora. Three days later, as a light rain fell, Cora's father offered up prayers for his young grandson. Little R.T., as Curtis dubbed him, was laid to rest atop the plateau overlooking the river next to his ancestors. The weeks that followed were sorrowful and prone to sudden tears. Curtis and Cora clung tight to one another as they picked themselves up day by day. They had plenty of tasks and chores to keep them busy and distracted. It was the Sunday afternoon trips to the big pond where they felt the most at peace and began to find healing. They knew this loss would last a lifetime. As they sat together along the calm waters, they chose to give away their pain so they could be free. In just the blink of an eye, 6 months later, in the spring of 1926, with a big grin, Cora passed Curtis his breakfast grits. She was with child again. Curtis made sure Cora was off her feet and cared for. No chores for Cora was his motto. It was a chilly early morning on Christmas Day, 1926, when their daughter, Nell, arrived. She was healthy and hollering for all to hear. This was the best Christmas gift ever for Curtis and Cora. Come springtime, with a little one in the house, things were hectic. For a little solitude, Curtis and Cora would slip off and cast a pole in the big pond. There was something about the calm, still waters that brought them peace. They shared dreams of life beyond the valley, pondered why bad things had happened to good people, and retrieved an occasional fish. Indeed, those early years is when Curtis found his inner strength. He learned to find joy in simple things, like the sound of Cora's voice, and how to stand upright and stare adversity in the face. Each night, with his soiled and calloused hands folded in prayer, he was down on his knees giving thanks for what he had and praying for those who had not. In late 1928, the Depression began to take siege. Food shortages and unemployment had reached an all-time high. The good people of Beech Creek struggled too. As drought had set in throughout the region, The territory was fraught with stories of starvation, misbehaving, and skullduggery. But no tale was so sorrowful as one sad couple wanting to drown their infant son. That was no tale. Curtis and Cora were walking along the riverbank one afternoon when they saw a couple standing waist deep in water. She was holding a toddler in her arms. Curtis shouted and asked their intentions. The man looked back and began to ramble, but before he could complete their pitiful story, Cora screamed out, "We'll take that boy!" The couple, visibly shaken, climbed slowly to the shore. Their grim faces revealed their heartbreak. They placed their son in Cora's arms. Curtis embraced the pair and gave his assurance their son would be fine. Sadly, this was a sign of the times. Folks of all kinds were pushed to the brink, far beyond human tolerance. In the midst of despair, some chose mercy over starvation. Times were indeed lean, but the Halfords and Gordons all pitched in to care for little William. For the time being, there was no plan, but that was of no concern. William became a constant companion to Nell. Whether playing in the yard or napping side by side, where she went, he went. William's story was passed up and down the river. William was nearing 3 years old, they think. When a new couple came to town, they heard the story and asked to take him in to raise. After Curtis and Cora gave William his first ever birthday party, he was off to his new home. William would always be considered family. In October 1929, the stock market failed. The country was in a panic. The whole Halford family was struggling and tired. Curtis and Cora were torn between their home and the pursuit of bigger dreams. Like the days of their ancestors, they were brave and bold in the face of tough circumstances. Andrew and Alma called their family together. It took most all day for everyone to speak their minds. Then, everyone agreed they would sell the farm and seek a new start. It was time to move on. There was no debate over where they would go. The family knew there was work to be had in Memphis. Despite the obstacles of adapting to the big city, the Halfords were unflinching. Memphis would be their destination. It took a few weeks, but Curtis sold his tools and good leather. A Clifton businessman bought the Halford land and the cabins for his future fishing retreat. All the land was sold, except for a corner of the plateau. That corner was preserved for RT, 4 generations of Halfords, and a good mule named Molly. The day before the move, Curtis, Cora, and Nell took a walk to the big pond. They cast their poles in the water one last time. The following day, the plateau sat still and quiet as a caravan of Model A's traveled west on the old Dixie Highway toward the bright lights of Memphis.
Just south of Norfolk lies a mystery land, a garden of nature by the maker's own hand, an ancient haven where black bears still roam. Here lie the Leatherwoods, wilderness home. Beyond the trailhead, now you have seen a doorway to heaven's mystic river scene. Harking the sounds and reveal the old bones. Life in the Leatherwoods, wilderness home. Welcome to the wilderness, a a timeless treasure that few have known. Welcome to the wilderness. Life in slow motion, life left alone. Welcome to the wilderness, wilderness home. Mount up those horses, ride the bridle trail. Springtime blooms a yellow shade of pale. Under the ridge tops with faces of stone, life in the little woods, wilderness home. Welcome to the wilderness, a timeless treasure that few have known. Welcome to the wilderness, life in slow motion, life left alone. Welcome to the wilderness, wilderness home. Wilderness home, wilderness home, wilderness home.
I'm Jimmy Ray. You're listening to Arts News, and that was Wilderness Home, the second installment of an audio drama from Ozark Anthology and creator, musician, storyteller, producer Rick Gibson. And great narration work by the one and only Terry Wayne Sanders. Over the next several weeks, we will continue with these installments right here on Arts News, KSMU. That's all the time we have for Arts News this week, folks. Thank you for joining me today and every Friday for people, places, and things to do in the arts world of the Ozarks. We'll see you next week. Peace.
Arts News, people and places, things to do. Arts News, here on KSMU. Hey, hey.